Welcome to the Global War Watch Network. Imagine, if you will, a warship that can sail for 20 years without ever needing to refuel. No, that's not science fiction. It's the reality of nuclear marine propulsion, and it completely changed the face of naval power forever. If you want to see how, make sure you're subscribed for more explainers just like this one. All right, let's get into it.
Think about that for a second. This incredible endurance means a warship, a massive floating fortress, can project power anywhere on the globe without being chained to a vulnerable line of fuel tankers. This is the absolute game-changing reality of nuclear marine propulsion.
Now take that same idea and apply it to the stealthiest platform we have, the submarine. You see, a vessel that doesn't need to refuel also doesn't need air for its engines. And that means it can stay submerged deep beneath the waves for months on end. Just silent, invisible, and always there. So how did this incredible leap in technology even happen? Well, it's a story that starts with a really critical weakness. Before the atomic age, every single navy on the planet was essentially tethered by a leash made of fuel. And for submarines, this created a constant life or death problem. On the surface, you had fleets that were completely dependent on these long, predictable supply lines of fuel tankers. These ships were slow, they were unarmed, and they were incredibly vulnerable. An enemy could cripple an entire naval operation just by taking out its fuel supply.
And beneath the waves, the problem was even worse. Early diesel-electric submarines were basically surface ships that could just dip underwater for a little while. Their batteries would run down, and they'd have to come up near the surface to run their diesel engines, using a snorkel, just like the one you see here. But that snorkel, that was a dead giveaway. It was easily spotted by enemy ships and planes. Every single time a sub came up for air, it was risking its life.
But then, the breakthrough. A prototype reactor, the submarine thermal reactor, was brought to full power. It used the immense thermal energy from nuclear fission to create steam, proving a sub could, in theory, cross the entire Atlantic without ever surfacing. The age of naval nuclear propulsion was born, and its very first champion was this vessel, the USS Nautilus. And what a career it had! The Nautilus didn't just meet expectations, it completely shattered them. In its very first trials, it broke every single underwater speed and endurance record that existed. Then, in 1958, it did the unthinkable. It traveled under the Arctic ice to reach the North Pole, something that was totally impossible for any conventional submarine. By the time it was decommissioned, it had traveled over 500,000 miles, all on nuclear power.
The incredible pioneering spirit of the Nautilus really paved the way for the modern nuclear fleet, which holds some of the most profound strategic advantages in all of military history.
So how does it all work? Well, in a nutshell, it's a floating power plant. A compact reactor uses nuclear fission to generate a massive amount of heat. This boils water, creating high-pressure steam that drives turbines, which then spin the propellers and power the entire ship. The real key is the fuel. A lump of enriched uranium about the size of a golf ball can produce the same energy as 1 million gallons of gasoline. It's just incredible. The efficiency is staggering. 33 years. Let that sink in. That's the designed life of the reactor core in a modern Virginia-class submarine. It is built to last the entire life of the boat without ever needing to be refueled. So, this one technology creates a whole suite of advantages that no other power source can even come close to matching. You get virtually unlimited endurance, sustained high speeds to go anywhere in the world, and for submarines, unmatched stealth. They can even make their own oxygen from seawater, letting them stay deep for months. All this, plus a massive power output for the most advanced sensors and weapon systems.
This incredible power and endurance has allowed for the creation of some of the most specialized and secretive vessels ever built. You see, not all nuclear subs are just about launching missiles. Some of them have far more clandestine missions.
Take the Seawolf-class. Conceived at the height of the Cold War, these things were designed to be the apex predators of the deep. Faster, quieter, and more heavily armed than any adversary. Their one job was to hunt other submarines in their own backyard. A mission that demands the absolute highest levels of stealth and performance. But even within this elite class, one vessel, it stands apart. The USS Jimmy Carter. Now, it looks like a Seawolf-class sub, but it has been heavily modified for missions that go way beyond just hunting, turning it into a true underwater spy platform.
The Carter has a 100-foot extension in its hull called the Multi-Mission Platform. This section houses an ocean interface for deploying underwater drones. It can carry up to 50 Navy SEALs for special ops, and it's equipped for highly sensitive intelligence missions, including, and this is wild, the reported ability to tap into the undersea fiber optic cables that carry the world's internet and communications traffic. It is a true spy under the waves.
The incredible capabilities of vessels like the Jimmy Carter, the stealth, the endurance, the advanced tech, are now inspiring the next revolution in naval warfare, a future defined not by single powerful platforms, but by autonomous ghost fleets.
The quest for invisibility eventually made its way to the surface. Designers took inspiration from stealth aircraft, using those faceted, angular designs on ships like the Sea Shadow test vessel and the Zumwalt-class destroyer. The goal is exactly the same: deflect radar waves, and basically become a ghost on the enemy's screen.
But the next big leap is taking the person out of the platform altogether. The future of naval strategy is shifting towards these distributed fleets of smaller, faster, and often unmanned ships. The idea is to counter new threats like hypersonic missiles by spreading out your forces. This means unmanned drones for air support, robotic wingmen for ships, and autonomous vessels for really dangerous jobs, like hunting for mines. A perfect example of this is the Sea Hunter, an autonomous anti-submarine drone. It's designed to do one of the most tedious and difficult jobs in the Navy, patiently tracking quiet enemy submarines. But it can do it for months at a time, completely on its own.
And the advantages here are just stark. A manned destroyer has a huge crew, costs a fortune to operate, and every single mission carries a risk to human life. The Sea Hunter, on the other hand, has zero crew, operates for a tiny fraction of the cost, and it completely removes the human risk from the equation. It's a strategic shift from having a few valuable kings and queens on the chessboard to having many, many expendable pawns.
And this isn't just a Western idea. The race for naval autonomy is global. Nations like China are already developing their own unmanned underwater vehicles. The future of naval conflict is rapidly shifting towards being fought by fleets of robots.
And this all leads to a really fascinating and critical question for the future of naval power. The massive aircraft carrier has been the centerpiece of sea control for almost a century. But in an age of hypersonic missiles and swarms of autonomous drones, is a single high-value target like a carrier becoming obsolete? We'll leave you to think about that one.
Thank you for joining us for this explainer on naval technology. If you found this valuable, please help us grow by hitting that like button, sharing it with someone, and of course, subscribing to the Global War Watch Network for more breakdowns of the tech that shapes our world.
We really want to hear your take. What do you think is the future of naval warfare? Let us know down in the comments section below, and be sure to join the conversation on our social media channels. You can find all the links right in the description. Thanks for watching.